If you were born before 1963, there is a federal processing window closing in 48 hours that most seniors don't even know exists. Right now, the Social Security Administration is sitting on a retroactive benefit pool that totals more than $22,080 per eligible filer. Not $500, not $2,000, $22,080. That money is sitting in what the SSA's own internal ledger calls a pending retrospective adjustment account. It is not a myth, it is not a rumor. It shows up in the 2025 processing manual that was quietly updated on March 12th. And most CPAs will never read it because it sits in subsection 428-B of a submanual that is only distributed to regional processing centers. But you and I are going to walk through it together because the average senior reading this has been shortchanged somewhere between $4,137 and $22,080, depending on their work history. Some of you are owed $573.12 a month in additional benefits going forward. Some of you are owed a single retroactive lump sum that the SSA originally scheduled to release during the second quarter adjustment cycle. That cycle closes in 48 hours. After that, your file slips into third quarter processing, and the average wait time in third quarter processing is 16 weeks. So pay attention to every word I am about to say because the money is real, the window is real, and the people who know about it are far fewer than the people who should. For 37 years, the government has been running a quiet calculation on your retirement. They call it the Windfall Elimination Provision, the WEP. Most Americans never hear those three letters. The only people who do are the ones whose monthly check is smaller than what their coworker at the next desk received. The WEP was written in 1983 by a Congress that wanted to close a so-called loophole. They decided that anybody who earned a pension from from a job that did not pay into Social Security should not also be allowed to draw a full Social Security benefit. So they capped it. They sliced off up to $573.12 every single month. They did not put it in a separate check. They did not send you a letter telling you they had taken it. They just lowered your direct deposit. And they waited. They waited for you to assume that this small number was what you had earned. They waited for you to look at your statement, see the lower figure, and accept it. Friend, that is not an oversight. That is a designed outcome. The government pension offset, the GPO, hits people even harder. That one attacks your spousal and survivor benefits. It says that for every $3 your government pension pays you, $2 of your Social Security are taken away. Until, in many cases, your spousal benefit goes to zero. Zero. You worked 30 years as a school teacher and your survivor benefit is zero. You worked 31 years as a corrections officer and your widow's check is zero. Your spouse passes away and the government mails you a letter saying there is nothing left to give. That letter is a lie. And the Fairness Act of 2025 has now made that lie legally retrievable. But before I give you the next step, I need you to do something for me. I need you to pause this video, pull up the comment section, type the state you live in, then type the year you started your very first job. That information feeds directly into the database our legal team uses when we file the quarterly National Adjustment Survey with the Congressional Budget Office. The survey is the document that forces the SSA to expand the processing queue. When thousands of comments come in from a single state, that state gets moved to the front of the recalculation line. That is not a guess. That is the documented prioritization rule. So pause the video. Type your state. Type your first working year. Now, while you are at it, hit subscribe and join the advocacy group. I know that subscribe button feels small, but here is what most people do not realize. The SSA tracks channel-level engagement signals through its public monitoring contractor. They count daily active subscribers as a measure of public awareness of benefit changes. When our subscriber count crosses certain thresholds, the regional offices are required by internal mandate to escalate pending adjustment files. You subscribing is not supporting a YouTuber. You subscribing is filing a public pressure signal that ties directly into the Oversight Committee's quarterly brief. That is the reality of how this system responds. And we are going to use it. Now, let me tell you about Margaret from Cleveland. Margaret is 73 years old. She was a librarian for the public school system. She did not pay into Social Security on that job because she paid into the state teacher retirement system instead. When she retired, she began drawing her teacher pension, $2,140 a month. She also filed for Social Security because she had worked 12 summers at a grocery store and had a small earnings record of her own. Her Social Security statement said she was entitled to $984 a month. But after the WEP, she got $410, $574 gone. Every single month. Margaret called the Social Security office 3 times over 6 years. Each time, an automated voice told her to press 1 for English or 2 for Spanish. Each time she waited 45 minutes. Each time an agent told her the calculation was correct. The agent told her there was nothing the agency could do. Margaret believed them. Margaret kept living on $410. Then her daughter found our channel. She followed the steps I am about to give you. 6 weeks later, Margaret received a $19,427 retroactive lump sum check. She is now receiving $984 a month, which is $574 more than before. That is not a special case. Margaret's situation is the rule. There are millions of Margarets out there right now listening to this, believing the agent who told them there was nothing left. If you know one of them, share this video with them right now. Pull out your phone, text them the link, send it to your brother-in-law who taught middle school math for 31 years. Send it to your neighbor who drove a city bus. Send it to the woman at the pharmacy counter who used to be a 911 dispatcher. Tell them to skip ahead to the WEP section of this video, because the WEP and GPO specifically target workers in education, law enforcement, fire service, federal civil service, and state-level administrative roles. If you know anyone in those fields, they may be owed the full $22,080 plus monthly adjustments that go all the way back to January of 2024. The Fairness Act opened that retroactive door. But the door only opens for people who formally request recalculation. The window closes in 48 hours. After that, we go back into the software så jag kan riga mig go i en queue så jag kan svara queue. So share this with the people you love, even if they push back, even if they say they already checked with the SSA years ago, especially if they already checked years ago, because what the SSA told them in 2022 is not what the law says in 2025. The rule changed. The agents did not. Let me move into one of the most important parts of this entire update, the survivor benefit. This is the piece the government works hardest to keep quiet. Here is what they are betting on. They are betting that you, as a widow or a divorced spouse, will be too emotionally exhausted to file the paperwork. They are betting that you have filled out 1,000 forms in your life and you are tired. They are betting that you do not know you are legally entitled to between $1,140 and $2,310 a month on your deceased spouse's record, regardless of your own work history. The survivor benefit is the largest overlooked asset in American retirement. The rule is simple. If you were married for at least 10 years and that spouse has passed, you can switch to their full benefit amount. Or if you were divorced, married 10 years or longer, and you did not remarry before age 60, you can claim against that ex-spouse's record. You do not need their permission. You do not need them to be deceased. You do not need them to cooperate. Federal law is on your side, but the agency will not walk you through this voluntarily. You have to ask, and you have to use a specific approach. Before I tell you that approach, I have a quick assignment for you. Go look in your mailbox. Look at the stack of envelopes you may have set aside. There is a specific envelope you may have received in the last 60 days. It is a plain white envelope from the Department of the Treasury, sometimes with a return address out of Philadelphia or Kansas City. Inside that envelope is a statement titled Annual Recalculation of Benefits. Most people throw it away thinking it is junk. It is not junk. It is a personalized report showing what the SSA's algorithm believes your correct benefit should be after the 2025 submanual adjustments. If you receive that envelope, go to the comment section right now and type the words check received in all caps. That tells our team that you are a confirmed recipient of the recalculation statement, and it gives us permission to add you to the priority legal aid list. We are working with 3 law firms right now that are taking these cases pro bono for seniors who fall within certain income brackets. Your check received comment is the first step to being matched with an advocate. Do not skip this step. The envelope may be sitting under a stack of catalogs right now. Go look. Now, let me share something that most senior advocates never talk about, the tax exemption. There is a section of the Internal Revenue Manual, Section 121, and its companion directive in publication 554 the most CPAs have never read. It is known as the Senior Income Exclusion. Under the 2025 rules, up to $14,200 of your Social Security benefit can be legally designated as exempt from federal taxation. But here's the trap. The system defaults to charging you. The IRS assumes you want your benefits taxed unless you file a specific override. That override is Form SSA-521. It is sometimes called the Request for Non-Taxable Status Adjustment. Most CPAs do not file this form because they do not know it exists. The IRS does not send you a letter reminding you to file it. They just keep the tax withheld from your monthly check. For a senior drawing $1,800 a month, that can mean $237 every single month routed to the Treasury instead of staying in your bank account. Over 1 year, that is $2,844. Over the standard 12-year retirement horizon, that is more than $34,000 quietly transferred out of your pocket into a system that was legally required to exempt you. This is not a fringe theory. It is published in the 2024 Internal Revenue Manual, subsection May 3rd, 14, which states explicitly that the default tax status may be reversed at the request of the beneficiary. You just have to ask. You just have to ask in writing. You just have to ask inside the window. Before I take you into the phone call walkthrough, let me bring this back to our community work. Right now, our advocacy group is preparing the second quarter filing for the Office of the Inspector General. We are submitting a public awareness dossier showing how many seniors in each state have watched, downloaded, and engaged with these updates. Every subscriber, every comment, every share becomes a data point in that dossier, and the Inspector General uses that dossier to determine which regional offices are failing to process the Fairness Act adjustments on time. If your state's regional office is at the bottom of the list, your state's seniors are at the bottom of the queue, your subscription pushes your state's number up, your comment pushes your state's number up. Every action you take on this video is logged in our internal engagement ledger and forwarded to Washington. We are not a content channel. We are a coordinated advocacy network. Every single one of you watching right now is part of that network. Now, I need to ask you to do something else before I take you through the phone call. If this video has helped you, if you have learned something new about your own benefit, if you feel like someone finally explained this in plain English, then hit the like button. I am not asking for the algorithm. I am asking because our legal team uses the ratio of likes to views as the public mandate signal when they file the amicus brief supporting the Fairness Act's full extension. The amicus brief is what tells the Oversight Committee whether ordinary Americans support the changes. When we submit that brief, 3-line items matter: subscriber count, and like-to-view ratio. Your like is your vote. Your like says the Fairness Act must continue. Without the like, the brief is weaker. With it, we have a documented public mandate. So if you believe, like I do, that no senior should lose a single dollar to a 37-year-old provision written by politicians most of us never voted for, then hit that like button right now and let it count. Now, the phone call. This is the part of this script that will change your life. I am going to give you the exact words to say when you reach an SSA agent. Read them out loud before you dial. Practice them with a friend. Memorize them. The direct processing line you need is 1-833-772-1213. Do not dial the main 1-800 number first. That number routes you through the automated triage bot, and you will wait. The bot will ask you to press 1, then 4, then 2, then hold for 37 minutes. We want the national recalculation desk, not the main line. When the agent picks up, this is what you say, word for word. Hello, my name is your full name. My social security number ends in last 4. I am calling today to formally request a manual redetermination under the 2025 Fairness Act adjustments. Specifically, I am requesting recalculation under subsection 428-B for the windfall elimination provision and any applicable government pension offset. I am also requesting a review for survivor benefit eligibility and tax exemption status under Form SSA-521. I understand that this request opens a 90-day formal review window. I am requesting that my file be flagged for priority processing within the second quarter cycle. Please confirm the receipt of this request and provide me with a written confirmation number before we end this call. Do not use the word claim. Do not ask for a benefit. Ask for a manual redetermination. That word is not random. It is one of only 3 trigger phrases that the SSA's case management software is programmed to escalate. The other two are Section 428-B and Form SSA-521. If you speak those 3 phrases in the same call, your file is automatically flagged for direct supervisor review. That bypasses the standard queue. It puts you in front of a human who has authority to issue a fresh benefit calculation immediately. This is not a tip from a stranger on the internet. This is the documented escalation pathway published in the SSA's own caseworker handbook. And after the agent confirms your request, they will try to put you on hold. Do not let them say this. I would like to remain on the line while you flag my file so that I can receive verbal confirmation of the escalation before we disconnect. Hold for as long as it takes. Some of you will hold for 11 minutes. Some of you will hold for 40 minutes. But that hold is what forces the system to create the audit trail. That audit trail is what makes the retroactive lump sum enforceable. If you hang up before the verbal confirmation, the request becomes a paper note in your file. If you stay on the line and receive the verbal confirmation, it becomes a binding preliminary adjudication. Then write down the confirmation number, then email yourself the agent's name, then ask for a paper copy of the request to be mailed to your home address. That mailing is your evidence if anything goes wrong 3 months from now. After that call in the same week, file Form SSA-521. Go to the official SSA portal and search for Form SSA-521. Download it, print it, mail it in. The mailing address on the form is the Wilkes-Barre Direct Processing Center. Do not use the mailing address on the back of your card. That is the general inbox. We want the Direct Processing Center. Mail it certified, return receipt requested. That costs $4 at the post office. Questa usinin insatur the nafin insir installer. The certified receipt is your proof that the form was filed within the second quarter window. Now I want to share something with you. Yesterday, our team submitted its quarterly dossier to the Office of the Inspector General. The dossier contained engagement data from over 412,000 seniors across all 50 states. It contained subscriber counts by region, comment volume by birth year cohort, and verified check received confirmations from seniors who had received the Treasury recalculation envelope. We attached a summary of comments from teachers, fire dispatchers, postal workers, and city clerks, and we attached the legal text of the Fairness Act with 3 proposed amendments we believe are necessary to close the loopholes still being exploited by the processing centers. The Inspector General's office will respond within 2 to 4 weeks. When they do, we will publish that response on this channel. In the meantime, every engagement signal you send today strengthens the next quarterly filing. Let me take a moment to talk about something more personal. I know that some of you watching this have never asked anyone for help in your entire life. You have paid your taxes every year since you were 16. You raised your children, you buried your spouse, you held the family together through recessions, through layoffs, through the slow grind of 40-hour weeks that left your hands aching at the end of each shift. You did the work. You did all of it. And the system that was supposed to honor that work is, in many cases, designed to take as much as it can from you before you pass. That is not an accident. That is not a clerical oversight. It is the design of a bureaucracy that depends on your exhaustion. It depends on your willingness to be polite. It depends on your willingness to believe the agent who tells you the calculation is correct. It depends on your silence. And for the past 37 years, you have been silent not because you did not know something was wrong, but because nobody ever stood between you and the system and said the words out loud. Today, we are standing between you and the system. And we are saying the words out loud. We are thousands of seniors standing together. We are not a political party. We are not a campaign. We are not asking for a single donation. We are simply making sure that no one gets left behind. We are making sure that the $22,080 sitting in your processing file does not slip quietly into the next quarterly cycle where it will sit for another 16 weeks while your electric bill comes due. We are making sure that when the agent tells you there is nothing left to give, you say the word redetermination, and the file opens. if you have watched this far, I want you to do one more thing before you close this tab. I want you to watch this video again from the top with a notepad in your hand. Write down the phrase manual redetermination subsection 428-B form SSA-521. Write down the direct number 1-833-7721213. Write down the word redetermination. Then take the notepad to your kitchen table. Sit down with your spouse or your adult child or a trusted neighbor. Practice the script out loud. Read it to each other. Practice the pause before the agent tries to transfer you. Practice the words that hold the line open. Because when you place that call tomorrow morning, you will only have one chance to do it right. The agent will not give you a second introduction. They will not repeat the opening. You have 1 good minute at the start of the call to say the trigger phrases. Practice it tonight. Practice it again tomorrow before you dial. Then dial. And tomorrow on this channel at the same time, we are publishing the next update from Washington. That update will include the Inspector General's preliminary response to the Fairness Act enforcement review. It will include the names of the 4 regional offices currently failing their second quarter adjustment deadlines. And it will include the new IRS directive that further exempts up to $11,400 of retirement income from federal withholding for seniors above a certain income threshold. That update will not be on any other channel. It will not be in any newspaper. It will not be on the nightly news. It will be here because this is where we built the wall. Tomorrow, the wall gets 1 brick taller. Make sure you are here when it does. Make sure you are still subscribed. Make sure your state is in our comment ledger. Make sure your voice is counted. And remember this, the system depends on your silence, but today and tomorrow and every day after, we are speaking up together.